Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz. This is the Search Buzz video recap. This is basically the news we cover over the past week over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Today is February 13th, Friday, and we're doing this on a new video camera and a new format, so hopefully you guys will like it. If you are watching it on YouTube, you should be able to see a better quality version by clicking on the HQ at the bottom. So please give me your comments and feedback, and we'll get started right away with the February 13th, Friday edition of the Search Buzz video recap. So I'm going to run through the news. I have my laptop over here, and I'll go run through the news. The major news this week was that Google, AdWords, and AdSense announced that they are going to start doing behavioral ads. They aren't calling it necessarily behavioral ads, they're calling it interest-based advertising, and also using previous queries, not previous queries, but previous actions, not queries, because it's not on the search side, to targeting the AdSense ads. So if you're on a website and you're visiting any website out there, and Google knows that you visit ESPN a lot, and you're on, let's say, my website, the Search Engine Roundtable, and you see an AdSense ad at the top, it would actually target that ad potentially based on your interest categories. So there is a new feature. You can go to it at google.com/ads/preferences, and it allows you to either add or remove or completely opt out of your ads being targeted based on what is considered your interest. In addition, Google will be looking at your previous actions. So let's say you had you went to, I don't know, a camera store, and you went online, you put that camera in your shopping basket. That advertiser could actually target you on other ads on other websites, knowing that you put a camera in your actual shopping cart, and they can show you promotions for cameras on their website. Obviously, this is moving more towards the double click space. They're starting to test this. As right now is a beta, very limited beta. Google hopes to push this out more widespread in the AdWords console for advertisers to use later on this year. In addition, they want to actually roll this out slowly. If you want to get in this beta, just contact your ad manager, and maybe they can get you into it. We also know that Google does use previous queries for targeting search ads, but this is completely separate from search. They do not look at your previous search history to target the ads. All they look at is the contextual relevancy of the page, your interest-based categories, and your previous actions on websites that are part of this network. So there's a lot of questions about this and how this works. Google today, on Friday, actually sent out an email to advertisers, to publishers actually, who have AdSense ads on their sites, saying if you want to opt out of this, you can. And the way to opt out is to basically go to a special section in your AdSense console and say, I do not want to be triggered for these types of ads. And you do not want to show your ads based on interest-based categories, but I do want to show my ads based on contextual relevancy. Because a lot of publishers are worried that they're going to show, let's say I write about search engines and I have AdSense ads on my site. A lot of publishers are worried that the ads will not show search engine related ads, but yet they would show ads about sports or whatever those person's interest categories are, and that's not relevant to the site's content, and that is something that worries a lot of AdSense publishers. So normally I do this in my office and the door's closed and nobody can see in, but you actually can't see it right now, but I'm in the conference room, and over here on my left there's a window, and our employees could walk by, and they're trying to hold up signs thinking that the video camera could actually see those signs. But I don't have, obviously, the camera pointed towards the window because I knew my employees would actually want to put up signs saying weird things. So that's what's going on behind me. That's why I might have been a bit distracted earlier, but I thought I'd keep you posted on that. Anyway, let's talk about AdSense since we're talking about the whole behavioral targeting. Outside of that, earlier this week, or even over the weekend, there was a contextual relevancy bug, meaning the Google AdSense ads were not actually targeting the AdSense the content on the page with good precision. What happened was a lot of AdSense publishers noticed that their ad stats, their earnings, dropped drastically over the weekend and throughout the week. And people suspect that has to do with the bug that caused the contextual relevancy to be totally off. So obviously if you again, like I said, if you have a website about search engines and you're showing ads about video cameras, typically the user might not be interested in those ads and might not click on those ads, and that would ultimately earn publishers less money. That's obviously the worry that we discussed with behavioral targeting, and obviously Google has given the publisher the ability to turn that off. But I have a post on March 10th at Search Engine Roundtable that really talks about how the contextual relevancy bug may have really impacted a lot of earnings by publishers over that time span. Supposedly it was only a 10-hour period, but it seems to have lingered on a little bit longer because there's a lot of posts with publishers who are very, very worried about the earnings based on what happened over there. So if you want to learn more about that bug, go to seroundtable.com and click on the archives and go to the March 10th data. Also on March 10th, I reported that a Utah bill has passed in the House, not in the Senate, which actually is pretty surprising to a lot of advertisers and has a lot of concern for advertisers. The bill basically says that search advertisers could be liable if those search advertisers are targeting trademark terms as their keywords. Now, Google, Yahoo, and most of the search engines have a policy that you cannot target trademark terms and use that trademark term in the ad copy, in the text that you see in the ad. But according to this bill, you can't even show up an ad for a trademark term. The bill has finally passed after the third try in that Utah's House, but just barely passed, and it still has to pass in the Senate. So we're not sure if this is actually going to go through. The Webmaster World community has a lot to say about this. 800 Contacts was the main pusher behind this, 1-800-contacts.com, and there's a lot of feedback and discussion around this. So if you definitely are concerned and you are a big advertiser and you do use trademark terms, you got to be worried if you're in Utah, but I don't know about throughout the whole America. So definitely take a look at this post, March 10th, seroundtable.com. I'm seriously going to have to put up a sheet over there so I'm not so distracted. Or maybe I'll just get used to people not, just get used to ignoring people. Anyway, a major thing that happened this week, that was supposed to happen this week, was Google Blog Search was supposed to release a major update in their, what they call Blogroll detector, as well as their content detectors, keyword detectors. Basically, over the past several months, we've been reporting about how Google Blog Search has been changed the way they actually rank and show search results for certain parameters, such as the link parameter and for actual keywords. Google has expanded their blog search to go beyond the RSS content and to look at the whole page. So obviously, if you're in a Blogroll and you do a keyword and you're looking for, if you're doing a search for search engines and in blog search and you get alerts for anything that comes up for search engines, as long as that page has anywhere on it content about search engines, not necessarily within the actual post, but on the side, in the title, or wherever, Google Blog Search might return that as a result, which is causing people who want to find new content relative to search engines to be a bit frustrated with the Google Blog Search thing. So this week we were supposed to get an update from the Google Blog Search team with a new, what they call experimental push in the Blogroll detection area. But that has been pushed off, and Jeremy Halton over at Google went ahead and said they're going to push it off for at least a few weeks, so maybe we'll see this in April, but I'm not sure, and I just wanted to give you an update on that because that is something that I am eagerly waiting for, as many other searchers out there. Microsoft had an AdSense analytics. Basically, everybody is getting into the analytics game. Google bought Urchin years ago, and they have Google Analytics. Yahoo bought Index Tools, and they have Yahoo Analytics. And now Microsoft, since 2007, has been trying their own analytics, and we have links to those reports. But basically, on Thursday they announced that they will be closing down the tool. As of December 31st, 2009, the tool will no longer be active. They'll stop completely, gathering data, stop probably people logging in, stuff like that. So they're recommending and urging analytics users of the Ad Center Analytics to export their data and sign up with a third-party analytics tool. They've actually listed out a bunch of them, including Google Analytics as a tool that people could actually switch to. Again, December 31st, 2009, they will be shutting it down. And if you want to learn more about this, March 13th, Friday, at seroundtable.com. Throughout this week, I've been noticing a lot of advertisers complain about the Google Keyword Tool. And Google AdWords Keyword Tool is a very popular tool. It helps you find relevant keywords or expand your keyword list to other keywords that you might want to target and pay for it, or even target in your organic search campaigns. Throughout this week, we've seen a lot of reports from different people throughout the space, including forum threads and Twitter, that the actual Google AdWords tool, keyword tool, is actually acting a bit funky. By that, it seems like they're not returning as many results. It seems like the data might be out of date, and it seems like the AdWords API as well is currently out of date. I saw another post about that this morning on Friday, so I don't think Google has fixed anything yet. We will keep watching the space and let you know if anything changes. Last week, I polled our readers at SEOroundtable.com asking them how are they weathering the recession. What I personally noticed was an influx I don't do SEO per se, but we do web development, and I saw an influx of sales calls as well as some closures in sales in the past 2 to 3 weeks, as opposed to looking back when when the recession got really bad in maybe December and January. That's when everything pretty much slowed down for a lot of companies, including SEO companies. A lot of people were not getting new business. A lot of people were laying off people. But what I saw personally in my business and what other people are reporting in the SEO world is that in the past 3 weeks or so, people have been noticing a large increase in sales calls as well as closures in those sales. So we did a poll asking people, how their business has been doing, and we have a lot of responses, about 130 of them. 32% said they have an increase in leads, 20% said they had an increase in sales, only 17% said they had a decrease in sales, 12% said there was no change in sales, nor 12% said actually there's no change in leads, and finally only 8% said they had a decrease in leads. Chris Elwell, the president of Third Door Media, which is backing Search Engine Land and Search Marketing Expo, commented in our post and said it's pretty typical in downturns that spending starts to slow in the new year. Decisions are reviewed to death before spending decisions are made, but investing in growth can be put off forever, and inevitably some initiatives are approved. So he's saying that sometimes people have to spend in certain areas, so he's not surprised by this, but it would be interesting to see how this depression goes forward. Past 2 days have actually been very up in terms of the Dow Jones and the market, and currently we're up, so hopefully this trend will continue to go up, and hopefully people will start hiring and start spending more, and the recession will go away, and wishing you good luck on your business as well. This morning I saw a thread at Webmaster World asking when you have the nofollow attribute in the link, the nofollow attribute in the link, does it always pass value or not? And the question specifically was, if there's a space between the no and the follow, does Google know that that was a typo, and does Google actually not pass link value from those types of links? So I emailed Matt Cust and John over at Google, and they both replied to me. John said they currently don't seem to pass the no. If it has a space in there, they won't actually pass link value. But Matt said he'll have to check specifically with this. But he said you could bet that they'll run tests to make sure that webmasters are using the nofollow without a space, and if they aren't, based on the data, they might decide to fix the mistakes for the webmasters themselves and say, all right, no space follow. I know this webmaster is actually wanting to not pass value from this link, and Google might go ahead and actually treat the no space follow the same way as they treat a no follow attribute within the link. If you're confused by this at all and you want to understand this a little more, March 13th at SEOroundtable.com, I have the details. Another poll I ran this week was asking, a couple weeks ago, was asking if SEO companies are still doing what we call pay for performance. By pay for performance, I mean, are they exchanging the services in exchange for, getting paid based on ranking, getting paid based on traffic, or getting paid based on revenue? And I asked this, and we got a lot of responses. And let me give you the breakdown on responses. 55% of SEO companies said they never did, ever. It's a little high for me, I think. 18% said they very rarely do. 14% said they sometimes do this. 7% said they very often do this. 4% said they only work on a pay performance schedule. Some of the best SEOs I know only do pay performance, but others like to do both, and some never do pay performance. So it's really a tough decision, but it's nice to get the breakdown on the industry and see how they actually are doing this. If you want to see the results yourself, March 10th, SEOroundtable.com. This week there was a huge security breach over at Google Docs, where, not huge in numbers, it was supposedly very small, only affected a small amount of publishers. It was only a small number of Google Docs users, but basically what happened was there was some type of bug which allowed some people to gain access to other people's documents in Google Docs. Google, as soon as they found out about it, they went ahead and removed any shared access for those affected documents. So if you notice that your people who have shared access do no longer have shared access to your Google documents, that means technically somebody was able to actually see your documents without having technical access to it. I don't know if it actually happened or not. Google fixed the bug by removing all shared access to those types of people who had access. Google explained what happened and they apologized. Obviously, this could be a major concern for some people who had financial documents or health documents in Google Docs. This could also be a major concern for how people would treat Google Health, which they're trying to push tremendously right now. They want you to sign up with Google Health, input all your medical history, then share that medical history with your doctors or your family. Now, Google Docs is one thing, but to have a security breach on Google Health, that could be another thing. So you have to be very careful about if you decide to use these Google properties and who you share it with and how much you trust that Google will secure your documents and your health records. To end this segment, I thought I'd go ahead and share two funny things related to Google Maps that I found this week. One is a person who supposedly had 7 of their welding trucks stolen from them on March 11th in Colorado somewhere, said that they were hoping that Google Maps would actually help them find their 7 stolen trucks. I thought that was pretty funny that they think Google Maps would actually have real-time satellite imagery and people could use it to find anybody anywhere or find anything anywhere that's outside in the world. Obviously, Google Maps probably cannot help this person, but I do have a post on March 12th with a link that shows an embedded Google map that actually has a picture of one of the welding trucks from a previous day. In addition, a Google Maps issue where somebody posted over in the Google Maps section help forum saying, for some reason, my entertainment site, marketing entertainment, what they do is they're a PR company that provide, staffing for, people in the TV or radio industry. So what they noticed was that if you type in the keyword Gentleman's Club and their zip code into Google, up will come their result at the top saying, we offer Gentleman Club services, which is basically an adult type of service. So this business has actually found some men actually come to their office and say, I'm looking for this type of service, which obviously they don't provide. So it's pretty embarrassing to have some men walk up to your business and they're looking for something that you don't provide, and that something that you don't provide is something in the adult field. So hopefully they'll be able to fix this soon, but it was pretty funny to see both the Google Maps, find my stolen vehicle, and obviously Google Maps sending, what you call horny men over to your office. Well, thank you very much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name is Barry Schwartz. I hope you enjoyed the new format. Do comment and let me know. Again, today is February 13th. It's Friday, and this news is what we covered over in written format over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SE Roundtable over the past course of the week. Again, thank you very much. My name is Barry Schwartz. Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll have next week's report next week.